Hiring is one of the hardest things you will have to do and arguably the most important. A creator's vision can only go so far without the right team to bring it to life. Success isn't about one person at the top. It's about surrounding yourself with capable, motivated individuals who complement each other's strengths and share a unified goal. You have to take the time to do it right, or you will be stuck in a revolving door of headaches and heartbreaks trying to build your team. Finding the right people isn't just about technical skills, experience, or what you think they will bring to the table. It's about finding people who fit your company's culture like a glove and who are mission aligned for years to come. I'm Josh, the founder of Upright Media and the host of Press Refresh, and today we're gonna dive deep into why you need to hire slow, fire fast, and focus on culture fit if you want to build a team that grows together and helps push your company into greatness. I'll break it down into 6 steps and share examples and advice from me and some of the most trusted business experts, authors, and entrepreneurs out there. No one is great at hiring right away. When I first started hiring, I read as many books as I could. I talked to everyone I knew who had done it before, and then I got to work. Slowly, meticulously, working through the process to build great teams wherever I went. You might be thinking, hiring's easy, just get the best people, right? Oh God, I wish, but wrong. It's about more than just the best. It's about the right people. And it's the people part that's the hardest because, face it, people are complex. Step 1, get clear on your core values. And I'm not talking about generic stuff like integrity or work hard. Everyone says that. I'm talking about the unique principles that define how you operate and what you expect from your team and each individual employee. Think of your core values as the foundation of a house. If you don't have them, it will be really hard to build. Gino Wickman, the creator of the EOS operating system, says that the core values should be the filter through which you make all of your hiring and firing decisions. It's about finding people who are not only qualified, but who also embody the spirit of your company. Do you have your core values written down? If not, that's the first problem. You can't expect your team to live by values that you haven't even defined. And your core values shouldn't just be aspirational, they should be real. They should describe the people who are already thriving in your company. They should describe the way you show up for your team every day. They are the guiding principles for every decision you will make. Take your time with this, but do it. Sit down with your leadership team and really think about the kind of company culture you want to build. Because once you know what your core values are, you'll be able to make hiring decisions that align with them. Without this clarity and filter through which to hire, you'll end up with a mismatched team and constant friction. I think of this as kind of a box that I can put everything in. And if someone doesn't fall at least mostly inside of that box during the interview process, it's an automatic no. Now that you've got your core values in place, let's move on to the next step. Creating a hiring process that's consistent and repeatable. This is where most companies trip up. They'll do one interview with a candidate, maybe do a reference check or 2, and then boom, offer letter sent. That's where the trouble starts. You need a process that's methodical and objective. Your hiring process should involve multiple stages that assess not just technical skills, but also culture fit. I would also suggest having a hiring committee made of people from various business functions that can give their unique points of view on each candidate you're screening. This will give you a more well-rounded assessment. You might start with a resume screen and then follow that up with a behavioral interview. Then you can conduct a culture interview where you dig into this person and how they approach teamwork, conflict resolution, and communication. And each person on the committee can be in charge of different stages of this interview process. I'm a big fan of real-world tests in the interview. If you're hiring a marketing manager, give them a marketing problem to solve. If you're hiring a customer service rep, have them handle a fake complaint. But here's the fun part. During the test, you're not just looking for how they solve the problem. You're looking for how they communicate, how they handle stress under pressure with you, and whether their approach aligns with your core values. Most companies only focus on technical skills, but it's the culture part that makes or break a hire in the long run. A predictable, repeatable hiring process ensures you're not leaving these critical pieces to chance, and this will be an incredible tool for you as you scale. Step 3, test for culture fit, not just skill. Skill isn't everything. That might seem counterintuitive, but I will say it again. Skill isn't everything. You could have someone with a perfect resume and a Harvard degree and a list of achievements a mile long, but if they don't fit your culture, none of that matters. For my company, I would rather take someone who is more junior and passionate and hungry and excited about our core values than a jaded industry vet who's just done learning. Culture fit is what separates a good hire from a great one. You're looking for people who not only get it, but who want it and who have the capacity to do it. But even if someone has the capacity and gets it, if they don't want to be a part of your culture, you've got a problem. Let's say you're a fast-paced startup that values agility and quick decision-making. Now, you bring in someone who's used to working in a large corporation with slow-moving processes. They may be great at their job, but if they struggle to adapt to your environment, that's gonna be a tough situation, especially if you bring them in as a manager. And if they're reluctant to move faster, it could slow down your entire team and your company's growth. So how do you test for culture fit? It is not as simple as asking, do you think you're a good fit for our culture? You need to dig deeper. Ask behavioral questions that reveal how they've handled real-world situations. For example, tell me a time that you disagreed with a team decision, and how did you handle it? Or what motivates you in a fast-paced environment? Tell me about a time that you had to build a department with very little resources, and what did you do to help it succeed? These kinds of questions will help you see if they align with your core values and your work ethic. Hiring slow. Sounds easy enough, but here's the hard part. Firing fast. No one likes this step. And I get it, it's uncomfortable and it's awkward, and most people avoid it for way too long. But the longer you wait to let someone go when they're not a fit, the more damage that they can do to your culture. Here's what most people don't realize. Keeping the wrong person on your team doesn't just hurt your business, it demoralizes your top performers. So every day you hold on to a bad fit, you send a message to the rest of your team that standards don't matter. And trust me, your A players will notice. In his book Traction, Gino Wickman talks about making tough people decisions quickly, because every minute you delay, the cost multiplies. It's not just about firing someone because they're bad at their job, it's about firing someone because they don't fit the culture. If they don't align with your values, no amount of coaching will fix it. And if you're having multiple conversations with one person trying to course correct their behavior and they still aren't making the change you need to see from them, it's likely time for them to move on. I know, man, firing people is hard, but here's a tip. When you hire slow and follow the right process, like we've been talking about, you'll find the need to fire less, and sometimes not at all. Still, when the time comes, don't wait. Do it quickly, respectfully, and decisively. Your team and your culture will be better for it. Step 5, invest in onboarding and training. Now that you've found the right person, the next step is equally important, onboarding. I've seen too many companies drop the ball here. They hire someone amazing, and then they just throw them into the deep end with no guidance, and that is a recipe for disaster. Your onboarding process should be just as deliberate as your hiring process. Onboarding is your chance to set the tone for how new hires will perform in your company. It's not just about showing them the tasks of the job, it's about integrating them into the culture from day one. Here's what I recommend. Start with a cultural onboarding session. Introduce them to your core values, your team dynamics, and your expectations. Make sure they understand how their role fits into the bigger picture. Then gradually ease them into the job responsibilities with ongoing check-ins to make sure they're adjusting. Onboarding is not a one-day event. Okay? It's a process. A great onboarding experience can make or break whether a new hire sticks around and becomes a valuable part of your team. Invest the time up front and you'll save yourself a lot of headaches later. I recommend creating a 30-60-90 with clear qualitative and quantitative goals for each 30-day period. I've had so many people thank me over the years for taking the time to just think about onboarding. It just goes to show that the right people really do want to perform well the second they get there. So take the time to hire the person and put them on the right path. And finally, step 6, continuously evaluate for culture alignment. Hiring the right people does not end on the first day. It's an ongoing process. You need to continuously evaluate how well your team members are aligning with your culture over time. Just because someone was a perfect culture fit a year ago doesn't mean they're still the right fit today. People change, and so do companies. And I'm not saying you should micromanage your team, but you should pay attention. Regular check-ins, performance reviews, and even casual conversations can reveal a lot about how well someone is fitting into the team. If you notice any red flags like disengagement, poor communication, or misalignment with your core values, address it early, because the longer you wait, the bigger the problem becomes. So there you have it, 6 steps to building a great team by hiring slow, firing fast, and ensuring culture fit. Remember, it's not just about finding skilled employees. It's about finding people who will strengthen your culture and push your company forward. This is your baby. So make sure everyone you hire is handling that baby with the same care and values that you are. Follow these 6 steps and you won't just build a team, you'll build a company that grows stronger together, and you'll be able to crush it no matter what challenge comes your way. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you want to talk about how to build a better team for your company, fill out the short survey in the description and you can be chosen for a free consultation. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.